All right. I think many of you are familiar with the Affordability Counts initiative, and I'm going to talk about actually two Florida statewide initiatives, the Affordability Counts and the Zero Textbook Cost Initiative. So you can reach both of these initiatives and others that are going on campus by going to unf.edu/affordability, and it takes you to a splash page and has a lot of links to the different resources that we have available. So I'll start by talking about Affordability Counts. This is a statewide initiative that recognizes faculty who adopt low cost or no cost materials. And this particular initiative supports UNF efforts to improve on performance-based funding, metric number 3, which is related to the overall cost of tuition. FIU, Florida International University, actually created this environment, this website called affordabilitycounts.org to serve as a centralized online platform for educators across the state to be able to upload courses that are using affordable materials. And the way that this works at UNF is that UNF Online is sending out emails to faculty to let them know that, hey, we've noticed that your course is, affordable to students, or you don't have any cost in your course. Would you like to come and submit your course to the Affordability Counts website? That's kind of how we're implementing it. Now, let me get into a little bit of details about how it actually works. So the way it works is that you're through an email that you probably have gotten from UNF Online. We encourage you to submit your courses for Affordability Counts if the cost of materials in that course are $20 per credit or less, or if there's no cost at all. And the way that works is that we're looking at the data that is coming from the bookstore, and we're able to take that data and figure out which of you are teaching courses that are low cost or affordable, and we'll send an email out to you. What we're really talking about is the total cost of the required materials, not recommended, but just the required. And, essentially looking at the total cost based on the price of a hard copy, a new, or a digital, which is a purchase or a rental. So let's say that you're teaching a course and the hard copy, cost $80 for, $100 probably more likely for a 3-credit course. That would be over $20 per credit, and it wouldn't qualify. But if there was a digital version of that textbook as a purchase or a rental, that's the cost that you would use to determine if your course is affordable. So really that's what we're looking at. And I think a lot of the textbooks have a digital copy now, so that makes a lot of courses very affordable. And so that's one of that's the major requirement is the amount of cost. The other is that every instructor teaching at UNF should be uploading their course textbook data to the textbook adoption tool in MyWing. So that's kind of a required step, and it's definitely required for this particular initiative. Courses that have 0 credit are not eligible, right? Because there's 0 credit, you can't really figure out the cost per credit. And so what you would do is, if you had a course that was based on the criteria, was considered an affordable course, is that you would go to affordabilitycounts.org, and there's a submission form that you click a link. It opens up a form that looks like the one I have presented here on the screen. And you just type in some very basic information about your course. Phone is not required, just any of the fields that have the red star are required. And if you have a lot of resources, this is actually a question that comes up quite often, is somebody who says, hey, I'm teaching a course and I have tons of OER resources in that course. How do I list all of them? And really, you can't. It's not, the form is not set up to allow that to work very well. But what you can do is at least list what you can, in particular, what's required. And you know, as long as it can be accessed without a login. So if it's an open URL, a URL that anybody in the public can access, then that would be a good URL to upload. And then as you get down further onto the form, there's you see the blue check box down on the bottom where you certify that your course does not feature the misuse of copyrighted content. So for example, if you were saying, hey, I uploaded a lot of PDF documents that I scanned in, that might be a misuse of copyrighted content. And so that'll give you a chance to kind of make sure that that's not happening. So it's a really simple form. We're just trying to gather some very basic information about your course. And once you submit that, then what happens next is the Affordability Counts Committee will approve your course submission. And if all looks good, then we're going to send you this really pretty Affordability Counts medallion that you can then post into your course on your homepage. And a lot of faculty have done that. It looks really nice for when a student comes into your course and they know that, hey, this is an affordable course. And the idea is that you can repeat that for all of the courses you teach that are affordable based on those criteria. And so if you have a new course that you've designed or you've just converted it to OER, you can go to the submission form, you can submit that course, and then within a few days, you'll get an email indicating that if your course has met the criteria, and you'll receive the medallion so you can upload it. So you can have that in all of your courses if you work towards that goal. Here's some quick numbers. Since 2019, which is when we started this initiative, 215 faculty have participated, resulting in about 445 courses that meet the criteria for affordability counts. Overall, the average cost of all of that comes to about $4 per credit for the total number for all of those courses combined. And in the two graphs here, you can get an idea of what different colleges are doing in terms of the volume of courses that have been submitted for the Affordability Counts Initiative. And, you know, these are always increasing every semester. You know, I think it's pretty nice to see that the average cost is really low. And really what that indicates is that there are a large number of courses that really have no cost at all. And so when you average those up against the ones that are considered affordable, which is at $20 or less per credit hour, you can see that really most of the courses just have no cost. And I think that's good. I think that's good for students. And here's another cool graph just to give you an idea of who's on the top of the leaderboard. And so it looks like psychology has submitted a bunch and all the way down. So pretty neat to see how, you know, who's submitting their courses. And, you know, another thing to remember as well is these numbers, again, are based on each faculty member going to the website and submitting the data. It may not accurately represent what is really happening. These are just those courses that have been submitted. And we know by looking at the data that there are a lot of other courses that have no cost, but they have not been submitted to the website. So this is really a statewide initiative aimed at not just you know, showcasing which courses are low cost or no cost, but also showcasing materials and things like that that faculty are using in their courses. So for example, biology, if you go to the website, you can do a search on a keyword biology, and it'll bring up a bunch of courses that have been submitted in that subject area. And you can browse what types of OER resources or other kinds of low cost resources are being utilized in those different courses. So that's really the benefit of, I think, overall of that particular initiative is really just exposing a lot of different course materials and all of these different subject areas.